know why people do not, like, nurses and these YouTube channels do not really talk about this, but 99% of the students will fail one nursing test during their time in nursing school. So I feel like it's important to talk about, because I failed nursing tests before. Like, that's not the end of the world, but you know, I do want you guys to know that it is okay if you fail a nursing test, you know. So there's a couple reasons why people fail nursing tests. One, either you didn't study, which, give or take, that's obvious. Two, either you study but you didn't focus on the parts that you should have focused on, which example is like, maybe they mentioned in like a little box or something about some type of medication. So you go to take the test and they talk about this medication. You're like, dang, I know I seen it, but you didn't put your focus on it, so you don't remember it. So you're like, dang, I know I seen it, but I don't know what it said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I read it, but I don't remember it because you didn't focus on it. So that is another reason. The third reason that I have is that maybe it just does not resonate with you. Like, the information is just not connecting. Like, you're not connecting. You feel disconnected to the information or the subject that they're talking about. So I feel like sometimes you can read something and keep reading it, but it's just not sticking. And that has happened to me several times, and it just doesn't stick with you. You just can't remember it. It just doesn't click when you see it, you know, and that happens. Another reason, I would say probably my last reason, is that the teacher, you will have a teacher that will lecture and tell you to write these notes down or tell you what's important, and then you get to the test and they literally don't have most of the stuff on the test. They didn't have all other stuff on the test, and you're like, wait, she didn't say nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? So that happens a lot. Okay, I have a teacher like that right now, so I can attest to that. And I had a teacher like that in LPN school as well. So hey, it happens. But my message to you is, don't beat yourself up over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happened. And the thing is, when it happens, it really messes up your confidence. And I think that's the problem. You know, you take this test and you think you may know it, or you might go in not really sure if you know it. But when you fail the test, then all of a sudden you feel like, oh my God, I'm stupid. This is not meant for me. I cannot do this. Like, I don't understand. This is not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have those negative thoughts in your mind. So I'm telling you, of course, that is a normal reaction, but get those negative thoughts out of your mind. Get all of that out of your mind. Like, screw that. You're a good nurse. Like, it's okay. It's all right. Why do you think they have specialties in nursing? You know, think about it. They have people that specialize in diabetes. They have ones that specialize in pediatrics. You have one that specializes in the heart. You know, like, think about that. People that specialize in like med surge or the emergency department. Everybody's not cut out for every department, and that is all right. Another thing I want to tell you is, when you go to graduate, sis, when you go apply for this job, do you think they really like, oh, let me see your grades you made in nursing school? These places don't care. Okay, they do not care. As long as you got that license to be a nurse, that is all that they're worried about. You know what I'm saying? So do not beat yourself up over failing a test or two tests. You know, I think that's like the minimum though. You know, I think that's the maximum actually. You know, you don't want to just be failing all your tests now. But if you fail a test or two, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. That's really just the message I want to give you. Like, it happens. And when I first failed my first nursing test, which was in LPN school, I remember it because I was out because I had a baby. And when I came back, we had a test over cardiac. Mind you, I didn't really get to study or anything like that, you know, because I was in the hospital most of those days and I had like a C-section. So it was a crazy recovery, okay? But I went back to school like a week later. I want to say I went back to school a week later, but we had a test due and I failed that test. I had to remediate with the teacher, and of course I really don't I really don't care about remediations, to be honest. I don't like them. I think they're stupid. But anyways, but if you just want to get a more understanding of what the teacher was looking for, then yes, go remediate. And I remediate with my teacher, and she, come to find out, the one that wrote the test, they threw out some questions. So I actually end up passing the test. But originally I had failed the test. I just want you guys to know, nurses have failed the test. I don't care how perfect these nurses try to seem on YouTube or whatever. Nursing school is hard, okay? Nursing school is challenging. It's a lot of energy, a lot of time, you know, but don't let it just stress you completely out. Find a balance. Problem is because some people let it overtake their life. So when they fail a test, you know, it's devastating, because that's all that they have, and they feel like, oh my God, this is like all that I have. This is, oh my God, my life is over. Like, sis, your life is not over. You will have more tests. Trust me. On one, you will have a test. Say you failed this test, but the next test you got like a 98%. Like, sis, you just made up all them points. You hear me? Like, please do not let failing a test discourage you or make you want to drop out of nursing school or anything like that. It is normal, and it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to hear other students say that they failed. And nursing school is so competitive, okay? Ain't nobody gonna admit they failed. Let's just be real honest. What time is it? Okay, ain't nobody gonna admit that they failed. So even with your classmates and all this is why I said do not discuss your grades with classmates. Do not do that, because nobody wants to seem like the weak link. Nobody wants to seem like they don't understand, you know. So you got people that ask questions during lecture and all that stuff, but when it comes to actually like testing and talking about the test afterwards, don't do that, because people are just gonna say whatever. Oh, I did so great. Oh, it wasn't that hard. And you like, dang, that test was hard as a mug, like, you know, in your mind. So that's why I say do not discuss it with people, because really it's pointless discussing it with people, because people are gonna lie. People are gonna say, oh, I did great, and really they failed. But nobody's gonna admit that they failed. Nursing school is very competitive among students. Even if you're friends and you talk to your friends, nobody wants to feel like they are the dumb nursing student. So don't discuss it with them. If you failed, that's okay. Pick yourself up. Go ahead and give yourself a pep talk, sis. Go ahead and take a good old shower or a bath. You know, go relax, get a massage, get your feet and your nails done, whatever it is, and relax. And then you regroup. You know what I'm saying? And then you go back to studying for whatever the next subject or section is. You go back, you go in with a new attitude. If you go in with a negative attitude, like, oh, I'm just down, like I'm just gonna fail this test too, then you're manifesting what you are speaking. You know, your words are very powerful. So if you say you're going to fail and you just keep that in your mind and keep replaying that and you keep just saying that, then you may just fail that next test, because in your mind you already said you're going to fail. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. I try to be very positive, people. Not saying my journey is hard. RN school is a tad bit different from LPN school. When I was in LPN school, you know, after we took our test, it didn't tell us our score, but our teachers, we would go back to the class and the teacher would pull up all the questions, like the whole test on the screen, and then she would go through them and we would write down, like, mark if we got it wrong, like on our own little, in our mind, in our own little space. And then we would know we got it wrong, but we also had the option to debate. So if it was a question on there and, like, you know, you're like, oh, in the book it says this, and somebody pull out the book, you know, it's like a team effort, you know what I'm saying? So we end up getting points back a lot of the times because the teachers would mess up. RN school is different, okay? They don't do that, okay? Your score is your score, sis, okay? They not giving back no points. They don't give a damn if the whole class got the question wrong. They not giving back no points. So just keep that in mind. Ain't no debating. You can debate, but they're not giving your points back. You can say, oh, well, in the book it says this. They're gonna be like, well, in class I said this. So that's what it is. That's the one thing that I had to learn really quickly during this LPN to RN bridge program. They're not that lenient when it comes to testing. They honestly can care less. if half the class or the whole class got that question wrong. In LPN school, if half the class got it wrong, then they would throw the question out because they feel like, okay, maybe we did not cover it enough, or maybe we just did not talk, or maybe they just didn't understand it. But in RN school, if you just didn't understand it and the whole class didn't understand it, so what? They like, okay, well, your score is your score. And you know how many you missed at the end of the test. So once you submit your test, it will show all the questions. It don't tell you the answers though, but it'll show all the questions, and you can go down and see which ones you missed, because it'll say like 1 out of 1 point or 0 out of 1 point, you know. And then you would look through it and you'd be like, dang, I missed that, I missed that, I missed that. You know what I'm saying? And you could just make your tally or whatever, and then you can know your score, but they're not giving points back. So yeah, I just want you to be aware of that. Not saying every school is like that, but my school is definitely like that. They don't care if all y'all missed that question, sis. They like, so it's wrong. So, but I just wanted to give a quick pep talk. I didn't want it to be a very long video, but I understand that a lot of like nursing students don't talk about it, and I feel like it should be normalized. Like, people, you're not going to be perfect at everything. If we all were perfect, then we wouldn't even need to be going through school. We could just go take this test and be RNs or be LPNs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make sense. So it's okay. Pick yourself back up, give yourself a pat on the back. As long as in that moment you literally tried your best on that test, that's all you can do, is give your best in each situation. So if you gave your best and the information just didn't stick, or you just didn't focus on the right stuff, say, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I just didn't focus on the right stuff. So when I go back to study for the next unit, then I'm going to study differently, or I'm going to change up the way that I study, or I'm going to change up the way that I organize how I'm going to, you know, learn different processes. So that's pretty much all that it is. I hope you found this very helpful and motivational for you. And like I said, be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. It happens, and you have to move on. Just because you are depressed and down and sad about a test, you got people out here that's going through way worse. You got people out here that's literally failing these tests. You know what I'm saying? Like they're failing like the whole program. So it's okay, especially at the beginning. If you fail a test at the beginning, like, you have plenty of tests to make up. And hopefully, if you did not fail a test at the beginning, you fail it at the end, then you had the whole semester, you probably did really good. So that one test is not going to just fail you for the whole semester. You know what I'm saying? So just try to keep a positive outlook, and just try to, you know, give you some self-love. Like, talk positive to yourself, you know, because you are smart, you are beautiful, honey, you are a wonderful nurse, and one test does not define you. Because shoot, I'm just gonna be honest, I know students that did okay in nursing school or struggled through nursing school, they still passed, and when they took NCLEX, they passed on the first try, period. And then I know students that did really good in nursing school, and then they failed NCLEX on the first try, and they had to take it again. So really, just be kind to yourself. That's all I want to say, for real. I said all that just to tell you to be kind to yourself and to keep going, and don't let that stick in your mind. You know what I'm saying? It happened. It's in the past. Stop living in the past. Okay, it happened yesterday, it happened the day before. Okay, we moving on. What's the next unit? What do I feel like I need to know? Let me go ahead and do this. If you need to ask teacher more questions, ask her more questions, or ask him more questions. Hey, okay, so should we know those medications? Should we know this? Should we know that? You know what I'm saying? Or say, okay, I'm not quite understanding. So you saying, like, come on, be bold with it. Like, don't let that get you down. You got it. You got it. All right, guys. So please subscribe, comment, share, and give this video a big thumbs up. Definitely comment down below if you had what's your struggles in nursing school, because I feel like other people need to see that other people have problems too. It's okay. So comment down there. If you failed a nursing test before, put it down there. You know what I'm saying? So other students can know, upcoming students can know, like, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. So, but anyways, let me go ahead and get to clinicals. I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.